Mando's back, baby.
We're going a very different route from our test run.
Hello there. And welcome to episode 1 of season 2 review of The Mandalorian, The Marshal. Dan, The Mandalorian's back.
Yeah, and this time we're going to try to do more than 3 reviews?
No, we're doing them all.
How many? We did like 3 for the last season, right?
I think we did 4.
Well, I'm talking just like per episode.
Oh, yeah, the first 3.
We never posted
5?
We never posted
1,
2.
3, and 4.
We recorded episode 2, but it was like 5 minutes long because you were unconscious.
Yeah.
This time we're going to try to do more.
Yes.
How many episodes are there this season?
8 again.
8 again? Yeah, okay.
And we're coming back in style with the Marshal. Dan.
Chapter 9.
That threw me off because I'm like, what? Episode 9 of season 2 already? We're giving us them all? No, but Dan. Episode 9.
Yeah.
No. Episode 1. The season finale premiere. God, I'm off today.
Yeah, you're basically unconscious again.
I'm not unconscious. I'm just like, dude, we just watched the episode. It was
I
hype
know,
as
I
fuck.
know.
So yeah, Dan, what did you think of this Mandalorian first episode back?
It was a banger.
It was a banger.
I like seeing, like, I hope we don't spend too much time on Tatooine, but I like seeing a lot more, like, of the specifics of Tatooine. Like seeing a new town.
Right?
Finally seeing a crate dragon.
Like, who knew Tatooine existed outside of Mos Eisley?
And Mos Espa, that's in episode 1.
Right. Like, who knew?
The Boon to Eve Classic is in Mos Espa.
How can we forget? How can we forget?
But yeah, also, if you clicked on this video, spoilers.
Yes, we're going to spoil the shit
I already
out of this
spoiled
episode.
Crate Dragon, but
Yes.
if you clicked on this, it's called a review.
Mm-hmm. So, this episode was really good.
Yeah.
At first,
I like how long it was.
Yes. At first, I was worried about, like, being... Every time that you get an 8-episode season, you want every episode to be, like, super...
Yeah.
Bringing the plot forward. At first, I was worried. I'm like, oh, shit, we're just going to have this random, like, episode with this dude we'll never see him again and not tie into anything. But no. We got a lot of...
But that was a concern a lot of people had with season 1, and it all ended up tying together.
Yeah.
Except for episode 5. Which may be tying
into this.
To this season.
Yes, but you just want to talk about the main thing that happened at the end, the crate dragon?
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a...
We would go in order, but there's a lot we want to talk about with the crate dragon specifically.
Yeah. So, yes. No, let's talk about what's his name?
The guy?
Yeah. Cobb Varth.
Yeah, I think it was Vanth, wasn't it?
Cobb Varth. Vanth.
It's something like that.
Or Vanth Cobb, or I don't know.
Say what point you're gonna say. I'm gonna Google it.
Yeah, I think it was this guy. We were Mando's on the hunt, looking for some
Mandos.
Looking for some Mandos, help him bring the Baby Yoda, back to his family, to the Jedi, the sorcerers.
And he's hoping to track down the Jedi by finding a Mandalorian covert that will let him, like, I guess look at, like, the network of Mandalorian coverts, and assumedly one of them would know.
Mm-hmm.
Are we both Googling right now?
Yeah. We're going to... What were we just talking about?
He went to go and find the sheriff.
Oh, yeah, he went to go to find the guy, because he's looking for Mandalorians, and he talked to some dude, and he's like...
Gambler who said there was one on Tatooine.
And we're like, shit, Boba Fett, here we come, because he's been teased all season, and what do we get? One thing better, a dude just wearing Boba Fett's armor. Cobb Varth, or whatever his name is.
For some reason, my phone is not being really slow. What's his name?
Cobb Vanth.
Vanth? Okay.
Yeah.
It was funny because the first scene that you see of him, it's like, is that Boba Fett? He's so skinny. What?
There's a lot of fucking information on his page.
Oh, is he an existing character?
Oh, he's from the Aftermath books.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Man, we're uninformed.
Yeah, we're uninformed, yeah. It was just like acquiring the armor. How do we know about that? And I'm like, so this is a dude. Okay, so if we were aware ahead of time,
we would have been like, that's
We would have expected him to have Boba Fett's armor.
Yeah.
But this guy,
interesting.
Yeah, but this guy is interesting.
I kind of like the way we went into it, not knowing this guy existed.
Yeah, we're like, that's not Boba Fett. That guy's too skinny.
That's too skinny.
Like,
I don't see a rifle. He's wearing a red undershirt.
He just looked weird.
Yeah, he looked very like patchwork. Which it was.
And
also, new town on Tatooine. Mos Pelga.
Mos Pelga, yes.
We've only ever heard of Mos Espa and Mos Eisley.
We get a short history of the town, too.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting.
Yeah, they were so happy the Empire ended. Only for the miners to come to town.
Yeah.
Moments later. But
it is interesting to think that actual video footage of the Death Star blowing up made it all the way to Tatooine. I mean, first of all, if there's any footage of the Death Star blowing up at all...
Death Star 2.
You know what I mean.
Yeah.
The fact that there's footage of either of them blowing up is kind of funny.
Yeah. But, yeah, we see this dude, we're like, who the fuck's this guy?
He's being very, like, cordial.
He is the Marshal, which is also the name of this episode.
Yeah.
Of this town. And they find this... So, pretty much the plot of this episode is he's trying to find some more Mandos. They think this dude's a Mando, but obviously he's not. So, they go to town...
They as in the Mando.
As in the Mando and the child. And they're trying to find the dude, or wherever they find him, realize he's a fraud, and then what happens, Dan?
They almost get into a shootout.
Yes, but before that, an earthquake.
Because, the Mando armor is very important to their religion.
Yeah.
And their creed. So he was ready just to whack him to get it. Mm-hmm. And then we finally see a crate dragon show up, though.
Right.
Just bulldoze straight through the town.
We've never seen a crate dragon in live action before, have we?
We've only seen their bones.
Their bones.
You can see it. You can see like a smaller one's bones in A New Hope. Mm-hmm. This is, I think, by far the biggest one we've seen, like in canon.
Yeah, I think it was a monster.
It was goddamn gigantic.
Right.
But we've heard of them like in a lot of books and stuff, and I think they mention them once or twice in the movies, but we've never seen one because I think they're presumed to be nearly extinct or something like that. So it's a surprise seeing this thing just roll up.
Right. This episode actually really reminded me of episode 4 from last year.
I was going to say, it felt very similar.
Like, you're going to a town, you need to recruit a bunch of people to help fight a thing no one's ever experienced before.
Yeah.
And it's like...
Last time it was fear of an ATST, and this time it was a fucking monster hunter. They
fucking cranked it up 3 notches.
It legitimately looked like an enemy you would fight in Monster Hunter.
Yeah. It really did. But, yeah, so they go find...
So they make the peace, they make their deal. Mando gets the armor if he helps Cobb kill the crate dragon.
Yes. So most of the episodes, I'm trying to kill this crate dragon. And yeah, I gotta admit, guys, it was fucking awesome. It was the coolest shit. I wasn't but it was like you said, that gave me the episode 4 vibes of them like working together. Obviously, like the town has beef with the fucking Tuskens who are helping them do it, and
yeah, that's another thing. The Tuskens, getting a lot more development for them.
Right, the show's just doing
for the first time.
The show's just doing great things for Tuskens and Jawas everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, they're not as bad as you think they are.
Like, I love that Mando can speak Tusken.
Right.
I assume that's a common thing that bounty hunters learn how to do, just because their hub used to be Tatooine.
Yeah, you gotta, like, get along with those people.
You gotta at least be able to go through their territory without having a shootout every time.
Otherwise, it's very unnecessary extra work for you.
Yeah, and you're not getting paid for it, so...
Yeah.
And I like just seeing, like, we see their doggos that we haven't seen since Attack of the Clones.
Oh, yeah. What are they called?
They have a name. I don't remember what it is.
We'll call them Tusken doggos.
Yeah, they're Tusken doggos. Who understand Tusken language.
Of course. Just how, like, somehow our dogs understand us, you know?
Yeah, that's true. So then they get to, like, the Mando camp. Their Mando pulls out his flamethrower again.
Oh, yeah, he had to use it once.
He had to get it once.
Just to stop a fight.
I mean, that's a pretty effective way.
Yeah.
I like the beef they have, though. Like, the Tuskens and the town.
Mm-hmm.
Just because they're always going to war, but they have to work together.
Yeah. I forgot what I was going with that. But yeah, Dude, I just want to rewatch this episode.
Right.
It was so cool. Like, And it was, I don't even...
Oh, also, Cobb's bike.
Oh, yeah, we gotta talk about Cobb's bike. So, is this or is this not Anakin's fucking pod racer?
It looks like it. I don't know if it's I don't know. Maybe they explained and maybe he gets his bike in the Aftermath books.
Because I like this guy just being like
the hoarder of everyone's shit,
but him not being aware that it has any significance to like the Skywalkers or anything and that saga.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like he is the cool. This dude's just fascinating. I want to know more about this.
He has the coolest gear.
This episode might make me read the Aftermath books.
Right. I mean, I've always wanted to.
I've always wanted to read so many books.
But, what else should we talk about with, like, the Tuskens and all that? I figured then we can talk about the beginning part and then talk about the Krayt Dragon.
And then the cliffhanger.
Yeah. Is there anything else to bring up, like, with the whole Tusken relation? I like seeing their camp again. It looked just like the one Anakin massacred.
Yeah, it did. I love how, like... No, I don't know what else to talk about with the Tuskens exactly.
Or the town.
The town, yeah. They're very racist against Tuskens.
Yeah.
They don't like Tuskens.
They also seem to be very...
But also the Tuskens raid their town, so I get it.
Yeah. This whole episode with the whole town and all that felt very Borderlands to me.
Like very Pandora-ish?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like out in the middle of a wasteland, just like a couple of buildings with some...
Dealing with fucking monsters and
fucking... And raiders.
Yeah.
I mean, Tuskens are basically psychos.
Pretty much.
They're at least a little bit more organized.
Yeah, they're just like their brains function just a little bit more.
I thought we might actually see one take off their mask this episode.
A Tusken?
Yeah.
Have we ever seen that?
Not in canon, no.
Are they just like normal people?
In Legends, I think they were.
That'd be interesting.
I think in Old Republic there was a Sith Lord that was like a Tusken or something like that. Or maybe it wasn't Old Republic. It was something, I think, though.
That's wild.
Like, I think it was Darth Krayt, like as in Darth Krayt Dragon.
That's actually kind of cool.
Yeah. At least I think that's the one who was the Tusken. I'm not good with Legends, so sorry if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
But and then they got to get them together, and then they just like... They're not fully prepared for how big this dragon is. Nobody is. Especially Cobb. He thinks it's like...
He thinks it's a lot shorter.
Yeah.
Like, they have the Tuskens have, like, a model...
Yeah.
Out of little Krayt Dragon bones. And he's like, that's not to scale.
Oh, no, it's to scale.
They say it's to scale.
Yeah.
I like the Tusken language being a mixture of sign language and, like, vocals. Yeah. Because they're always doing shit with their hands, and yet they're still making sound.
Yeah.
It makes their, like, arguments look really funny.
Oh, yeah. And I love how he just doesn't know what they're saying at all, too, and he's just, like, arguing with them.
Yeah.
There's nothing more entertaining than two people who can't understand each other arguing, you know?
Who don't speak the same language.
Yeah, like, they don't know what each other's saying, they're just fucking upset with each other. Yeah. And, yeah, I found this episode fascinating because, like... not Boba. Mando's doing a lot just for Boba's armor.
Yeah.
Like...
It's Beskar.
So, like, yeah. It's fascinating because, like... Yeah, I don't know.
The first time we see something bounce off of Mando's or bounce off of Boba's armor is in that flashback.
Oh, yeah.
Unless, there might have been one other time we've seen it. Did we see it in the original trilogy?
Maybe
I don't know
once.
if we ever saw him get shot.
I don't know. Maybe once. I don't remember. Like I said, he's a forgettable character.
Yeah, very much.
I loved, like you said, while we were watching, we got to see him use his rocket.
Yeah,
like
the jetpack rocket.
In the flashback of them destroying the miners' little, like, car as they're trying to escape.
Yeah. Which, that whole sequence was cool. And I like that Cobb's just a cowboy.
Oh, yeah, he's
literally
a
sheriff.
Yeah, he's
literally the marshal.
I am the marshal.
He just shows up and shoots out the bar.
I like that actor. He was in a show I watched. He's cool. Timothy Oliphant.
Very specific. He was in a show.
Yeah.
Well, he was in The Mandalorian that one time.
Yeah. I love how... I'll talk to it after. Let's just talk about the Krayt Dragon fight.
Okay. I think next time we should also prepare a structure.
Yeah, I'm not super prepared for this. This is bad.
Yeah.
Not bad, but it's just...
We're very jumbled. For future reference.
We're all over the place.
We should make a structure next time.
Yeah. It was a cold winter night. Anakin came out from the farm. Shmi yells, "Honey, The Tuscans come. I don't know what I'm doing.
You're wrong. Anakin wasn't on a farm.
Shit. No, let's talk about the beginning of the episode, though. I want to talk about some of the beginning of the episode.
Yeah, I figured that'd be save the crate for last.
Yeah. I love the, well, obviously he's looking for, like, another Mando. This guy knows him. And we go to fucking two Gamorrean guards just fucking wrestling with their fucking vibro axes. And it's like...
I love this show representing vibro weapons.
Right.
We never see them in the movie. Like, we never see them actually vibrate in the movies.
Because Mando has his vibro knife, right?
Yeah.
And then he had, which he used to kill the Mudhorn.
The heavy Mando had one, too.
Yeah,
when they got into that little fight.
Oh, yeah.
And I like seeing them, because they're like, that's what they used before lightsabers were, like, super, like... At least, from my understanding, I think they were used before lightsabers.
Yeah, the Mandos were big on them, right? In general?
I think so. I think also they were just, in general, very kind of common as just melee weapons.
But wasn't there like an arc in Rebels where someone had like some vibro... Or was that Resistance people had vibro shit? I don't remember.
I think you're thinking of Resistance.
Yeah.
I think one of them had a vibro axe.
Yeah. But, it's cool to see what the Gamorrean guards are doing post everything. They're just like fighting for...
They're just thugs.
They're just thugs. They're just chilling.
I mean, the only reason they worked for the Hutts is because their home world is, like, extremely close to Nal Hutta.
Yeah.
The Hutt home world, so the Hutts just, like, bought them. Yeah. So now that the Hutts are all gone, they're just kind of mercenaries.
Like, who's going to buy me now and pay for me to fight?
Yeah, because they're very simple-minded.
Simple.
They're stupid.
They're simpletons, you know?
That's why they work so well as the muscle. They're dumb and strong.
And the Mando's trying to get the information out of the guy or whatever, and he's just like... He's trying to, like, dupe him into, like, getting his armor from him, as that's all he really wants.
He just wants the Beskar.
He's, like, trying to get him to bet in the fight, and then it ultimately ends with him shooting one of them.
he's like, I'm not leaving my armor up to chance. Yeah, neither am I. And he just shoots the guy he didn't bet on. The classic scum.
The classic... setup, you know. Mando can't trust anyone, you know. It's sad.
That's what makes me curious in like the Star Wars world. How does anyone trust working like a job like that in the underworld? You know, you've got like Jabba's dancers, these Gamorreans boxing each other. They always just get whacked,
right?
by the person who is paying them,
right?
Well, I guess Jabba's minions were just slaves,
all just to get that armor. You know, it's all they care about, that money.
Also seeing Whistling Birds again.
Right.
I think that was his last...
He has to be running low.
I think he's out. I think that was the last ones.
Yeah. I love that scene. It's a nice little first like action scene into the season.
He was really piecing some people up.
Nothing better than the Gamorrean guard going over the top rope, though. That was the best part.
Going for the body slam.
He went pure professional wrestler. He just fucking went over the top and missed. But he went through a table. Very classic WWE, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Fucking you love to see it, you know?
I like just how people kept punching him in the face, but you just kept hearing the helmet just ringing.
Right? It's weird. Like, what are you punching fucking Beskar for, bro?
It survives blaster bolts.
You ain't got boxing gloves on. Just like, you know, you gotta square him up a little better. Like.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you would eventually just give him blunt force trauma from hitting his helmet against himself.
Yeah. Use your feet, though, you know?
Yeah. Get something to cover your hands.
Get some, like, gloves or some, like,
then again, when it's either that or you die...
That's what you gotta do. You know you're gonna die.
Take a broken hand over.
Because they know how legendary killers the Mandos are, especially in a scummy town like that. Did they say where that was?
I don't think they said the planet. At first I thought it was Tatooine, but turns out it's not.
I really appreciate the graffiti, though, of that town.
I'm not used fucking graffiti.
I'm a big fan of graffiti art, but, like, I've never seen it in Star Wars. Like, Sabine kind of did stuff like that.
Sabine did a lot of it,
but, like, it was, like, just, like, it's a whole town, like, walls. Everything in the town had... For a second, I'm like, Lothal? No, but I'm like...
We're in a desert.
I don't know. I just want to see Lothal live action.
Give it time.
Yes. Rebels live action remake.
Live action remake.
That'd be awful. I don't want it, but that'd be not a good use of resources.
No, yeah, it would not.
I'd rather
I like the big fat guy with one eye. I like how he runs. When he was running away from Mando.
Yeah,
I get these crime bosses are always cocky, but how did he think he was gonna get that Beskar?
Right.
You know? Eventually one of them's gonna learn.
Right.
That you can't beat him.
And I love how Mando, once he got him, just left him. Tied him up on the rope outside.
Well, he did make the promise. He said specifically, "You will not die by my hands."
If you, What were those creatures that were lurking in the background?
I don't. They reminded me of the ones in Rebels.
Not Lothcats, but like
no, like the creatures that were scared of light.
Oh yeah.
They had yellow eyes in Rebels though. These ones had red eyes. So I don't think it's the same species, but that's just what it reminded me of. Because the whole, once he shot the light, that's when they came in.
Okay.
So they're probably just a similar type of creature that are monstrous but afraid of light.
They prey at night.
So normally easy to handle.
Yeah.
Unless you're strung up and then the light gets shot out.
Oh yeah, but he made it a point to shoot that light out.
Yep.
Yeah. It could be the same creatures.
Potentially, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I mean, those things were on an asteroid, so
yeah.
I'd assume they live somewhere else as well. And then he goes to Tatooine, and we see the...
we get to see the lady again.
The lady in
I love her line of, like... She just wants the child.
It was something along the lines of, if that thing ever, buds off another one, I'll pay you for it.
Right. I think she was even willing to pay for him. She's like, I'm not serious. But I'm not kidding.
Yeah. But she knows he wouldn't sell him.
Yeah. She has a mission to return him to his family.
How much would you pay for a...
real life...
If Baby Yoda budded.
And he's still aged incredibly slow.
Yeah. So he'd be a baby your entire life.
And he just got to be cute the whole time. I'd pay top dollar. Yeah.
Everything.
I almost want to buy one of those, like, life-size replicas of him. That cost, like, $500.
Oh, they have those?
Yeah. They're fucking sick.
Yeah. No, but I'd want, like, a real one.
Nah, you gotta take care of it.
I'd want it to move and be cute.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's always on the lookout for his own food and shit.
Baby Yoda didn't have much to do this episode.
He was just reaction shots.
Yeah, he was just being
just
cute
Twitter
this
gifs.
episode. I like the new bag they got for him.
Yeah.
It's very fancy.
Well, because otherwise you're going to have this pod just following him.
Right. Him on the back of the speeder was the cutest shit. He was just sitting in the back like...
Yeah.
He was so far back, he's just funny looking.
Yeah, it looked really funny. And Mando trusted the droids, the pit droids.
Oh, yeah, that was good. That was a great, like, little development. He's like, give him a little thing. She's like, what has happened to you? You've come a long way.
She's like, you know how he feels about droids, don't go near his ship. And he's like, nah, let him. It needs a passover. Okay, he just distrusts your kind.
And then they start fucking it up.
He moved up a step.
Yeah. He's gone.
And then they fucked it up in pit droid fashion.
Yeah. Pit droids are useless.
Pit droids are really useless. I get that's why they're on Tatooine. They're just scrap. But it's like...
The only sad part about being on Tatooine is we didn't get to see the bounty hunter again. Rust and Pepperoni.
The kid?
The kid.
From your favorite episode?
I hate that. I don't hate that episode. That episode's just not great.
But, it could be setting up stuff, though.
But I'm feeling just from this episode it did.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that later, though.
Yeah.
But Jon Favreau did direct this episode, which was cool.
Okay.
I think that's the only one he directs this season. I think that's the only one he's directed so far.
I was gonna say, did he direct any in the first season?
No. He wrote all of them, though.
Well, yeah. He is the writer.
But yeah, the Crate Dragon now. Let's talk about the Crate Dragon. It was cool seeing this thing in combat. But it's like... I love what the Mandalorian over the years has given us, like, things we don't, like, traditionally see in combat in very, like, personal ways, like the ATST in a very, like, personal setting. And that big setting. And then we got the Mudhorn. And then I like these personal fights with, like, these fucking monstrous things.
Well, and also just, like, making them, like, actually competent opponents, too.
Yeah.
Like, especially thinking of the ATST. It's, like, never a threat, and then it was.
Because I remember watching this Crate Dragon fight, and I'm like, I honestly don't know how the fuck they're going to beat this thing.
Yeah.
Because, like, you want to just go through it, like, fucking, just talk, well, what was some of the cool parts? Like, the fucking, like... I
do like when they go on their scouting run. Mm-hmm. It was so funny to me when they left the Bantha out, and the Tusken, like, yells to get the Crate Dragon's attention, and he just stands there for a minute, and then he finally starts running away, but the Crate Dragon just goes around the Bantha to get the Tusken.
Yeah, he just avoids him. He's like, oh, I see a person running.
It's like a T-Rex.
Right.
It wants to get what's running.
Yeah. He knows the Bantha's easy pickings.
It just looked so funny the way it just avoided the Bantha to get him.
Yeah, it was...
And also scary just to see how fast that motherfucker is.
Oh, yeah. Fucking... like I said, I like... Those... I don't know how you... Those things are fucked. Like, I think it helps a lot that they were Mandalorians, had like the fucking jetpack and shit. Is like, how the fuck do people normally beat these things? I assume a Jedi could beat it fairly easily.
Assuming it's not like a Zillo beast where its outer shell is immune to lightsabers, then yeah, it would be pretty easy to beat.
Yeah.
But that's, it's not fair to say a Jedi can beat it easy, because yeah, no shit.
Honestly, I feel like the Jedi would even struggle with it because how big it is.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It would take a lot of slashes, because you wouldn't get that deep.
Right, you'd have to like Sharknado it, like go. Do you know in Sharknado how they go
through
the shark with a chainsaw?
Yeah,
you'd have to do that with a lightsaber. Like an Inquisitor goes through with this wrapping thing. And just
that would get it.
That'd be fucking sick as
hell. I want to see a good guy with an Inquisitor saber
that spins, but then he goes through the Great Dragon. That'd be metal as fuck.
I mean, I'm sure that's probably how you would almost have to beat it. But its acid is probably what keeps you from doing that.
Yeah,
because it can shoot acid.
Yeah.
Wasn't anticipating that to happen. Because after that they recruited the town, had this uneasy alliance, and formed a real plan instead of just scouting.
Yeah.
They came back with like this miniature army with ballistas.
This militia. Small militia.
And explosives. They had this whole plan, and of course it didn't work.
Yeah.
They blew the hell out of its underside, and it just...
Right, yeah, they had like fucking, what are those things called? Like...
The charges.
They had the charges, and they had those fucking like bowcaster ballistas. Fucking, they were ready for this thing. They did all they could. They tried. They get that thing under. Cobb Vanth is over there, very horny to blow up that thing. He's like, I just blow it up.
He's scared.
He's scared.
Wouldn't you be?
Yeah. It's just like the whole choreography and the sequence from the moment that thing comes out is fucking awesome. Yeah. Like
Yeah, I like how they're just like throwing shit at it to try and get it to not run away.
Was it starting to like sink back in or whatever? And there's like, I'm like, fucking. It's like they're like a fucking fight and people are just mad at it. So they're throwing shit in the ring. They're just like throwing shit at it.
The ones who didn't have blasters are just throwing like bottles and shit.
Right.
Also, they said it was living in an empty sarlacc nest.
Yes. Which apparently the only way it gets empty is by fucking
if you eat it. The Tuscans must have eaten it.
The Snarlack?
Yeah.
I assumed the Crate Dragon ate it.
Oh, maybe the Crate Dragon ate it.
Yeah.
I assumed... Well, yeah, because that was a massive Crate Dragon.
Yeah.
Because Sarlaccs are goddamn gigantic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the little head we see is only like... It's like the tip of an iceberg. But then again, this Crate Dragon was goddamn huge.
Yeah. I thought I just heard the ice cream truck that likes to come around my neighborhood for some reason.
I think that was an ambulance. Regardless, let's refocus.
Rest in pieces. Whoever eats that ice cream or whoever needs the ambulance.
Christ. Yeah, I guess that's true. I thought it was the assumption, like they were saying, like that was his way of being like, this is how skilled the Tuscans are. They whacked a Sarlacc, but I guess it makes more sense.
I thought the Crate. I thought
the Crate Dragon makes more sense.
Yeah, that's what I thought they implied.
Yeah,
and that's why they're like, fuck.
I think this one must be like a mutant or something.
Right.
Because goddamn, a Sarlacc would be easier to kill because it doesn't really move.
Yeah,
it just kind of sits there
and just like waits for you to eat.
Yeah,
it like waits for you to feed him. Boba Fett knows all about that.
Well, and it does have like tentacles that it can lash out with, but it doesn't really move. The Crate Dragon is fast as hell. Probably came up from
underneath that thing and just fucking swallowed it.
And when it went through the mountain,
yeah,
after they thought their plan might have worked for a second, and then it just erupts out of the mountain like a volcano. It just starts spraying acid over everyone.
That fucking... the moment that shot, I'm like, what is that? I'm like, that's acid, isn't it? And it's like...
You see the Tuscans just immediately dissolve.
Yeah.
Metal as hell.
The whole time I'm like, Mando, fucking just try to disintegrate this thing, see if it works. then the thing pops out of the mountain, and just like the ground is like, no, I'm going to disintegrate you guys. Acid everywhere.
And I like seeing more action with the jetpack.
Yes, that was cool, because, like, after the first attempt failed, so, like, they put all the bombs in the ground and shit.
It failed.
They finally got him out far enough after almost, like, devouring a bunch. That's where the first time we see the acid, they start spraying it.
Yeah.
Then the dude's, like, Cobb's blows it up. We're like, okay, shit, maybe we got him. And then Cobb's like, I don't think he's dead.
Yeah, and then it burrows through the mountain.
That was surprising. That was a surprise. I'm like, I did not expect him to come through the top of the mountain.
Yeah.
And then spraying that shit. And then we got some great jetpack action.
I hope I hope that becomes a staple.
Oh, it better
just
be the
jetpack
season.
action.
Yeah.
I was a little worried we might not get too much of it, but I'm glad we're seeing jetpack action.
I'm kind of sad we're not gonna get more Cobb Vanth.
He's coming back.
Yeah, it's that weird thing where because
oh, you know what would be cool? He comes back, and for the mission, Mando lends him Boba's armor.
That's probably gonna happen.
That'd be cool
if he still has Boba's armor.
Yeah, if he still has it.
Because
I would keep it.
Yeah.
But then again, Mando loves giving stuff to the foundlings.
Yeah.
So I could see him giving it to a remelting it.
To Baby Yoda.
Remelting it.
What if they remelt it to make Baby Yoda some armor?
Melt the Jango Fett armor?
Wait, is that Jango's armor?
Yeah. Boba got the same armor.
The exact same.
Yeah, that's why it's all corroded, because it's so old.
It's just, I thought it's not green. It's green because it's old, not because...
Or I think he might have repainted it.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure it's Jango's. It's exactly the same.
Yeah, okay. I wasn't 100% sure.
I'm like actually, it's a different helmet at the very least, because we see him blow up Jango's helmet in the Clone Wars. Okay. But I always believed it was the same armor.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, though.
I don't know.
It might be new armor.
I'm not...
When I was a kid, I always thought it was green because it was old and corroded, but obviously Beskar doesn't really corrode. Yeah. So it can't be that.
I'm not a big enough fan of the Fets to ever look too much into it.
Well, when I was a kid, I was just like, oh, he's wearing the same armor, so it's the same armor.
That makes sense.
And it's his dad, so I figured he would want his dad's armor. Mm-hmm. Except he blew up the helmet. But
yeah.
To try and kill Mace.
So I don't know if he wants to wear the helmet his
dad died in. Yeah, I didn't think about that when I was 10.
His head just got decapitated in there. But yeah, so he's up on top of the mountain. We get to see Mando and Cobb fucking shooting,
and the disintegration rounds don't kill it.
They don't do shit.
I'm assuming it also has a size limit of how much it can disintegrate.
Right.
Didn't he shoot the sandcrawler with it back in season 1?
I think so.
And it didn't do shit.
Yeah,
I'd have to guess there's a size limit. Otherwise, that thing could take down Star Destroyers.
Whoa. Yeah.
Just shoot the hull and the whole thing just...
That could have saved so much time.
You shoot the ground, the whole planet just disintegrates.
Whoa. Yeah, there has to be a limit.
Yeah.
Or it has to be a person with a beating heart. Hole.
Well, it has to... Well, I'm assuming, they said the Krayt Dragon's only weakness is the belly. So I'm guessing that means the rest of it is plated.
Mm-hmm. And then the fight goes back to the ground. Yeah. Where we see what's his name give him a fucking nasty blaster shot off Boba's jetpack in the eye. Fucks him right up.
Oh, yeah. With the missile.
With the missile, yeah.
That's part of Mando's backup plan.
Right.
Because the Bantha still has 90% of the explosives on it.
Right. I'm like, where the fuck these mining town get all these explosives from? Or
they're a mining town. That's where fair. They got them from.
I'm like, or where does they have so many.
Demolition mining, my dude.
Yeah. And I'm sure
real thing.
I'm sure the Tuskens had a few.
Well, maybe ones that they stole from the mining town.
Yeah.
They don't exactly seem like chemists to me.
Did you see the one that went?
You mean all of them?
He's a chemist.
They're all chemists.
Yeah. No, but then we're like, at this point, we're like, what the fuck is gonna happen? And then you notice you're like, okay, he needs to fucking eat this fucking bantha. So the Mandalorian fucking what does he makes Cobb's jetpack go off and he hits him out of here. He's like, take care of the child if I don't survive.
Yeah, because we see when Cobb uses the jetpack, it looks like there's extra tubing on it because Luke slashed it.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that he just clipped the tubing, so it just I mean, Boba's jetpack has never been very consistent.
Yeah.
Then again, neither
Battlefront 2. Come on, you guys. You didn't nerf him and buff him enough.
Neither was Jango's, to be fair. I mean, Obi-Wan knocked it off of him and it just yeeted itself into a wall.
Yeah.
The Fets have a bad history with jetpacks.
Yeah, they're not very... Yes, you can tell they're not true Mandalorians. They're just wearing the armor.
They weren't trained in the way of the... What they call it? Rising Phoenix?
Yeah.
Also, there's yard work going on right now, if you can hear that.
Yeet.
Sorry about that.
But yeah, and then the Mando gets eaten with the...
Bantha,
which was surprising like shit. But you knew he was going to make it out.
Well, yeah. But, you know he's going to make it out, but I figured... It
was a nice callback to his little electric thing he's got.
Yeah, his rifle is the best rifle in Star Wars.
Right.
It disintegrates things and has a taser on the end of it.
Between that
and powerful taser, because that thing spat him out because of it.
Well, I think he flew out with a jetpack, probably.
No, yeah, but I mean, he got it to open up its mouth from the electrocution.
Yeah.
That's a strong current.
Mm-hmm. And then, bada bing, bada boom, blast. The fucking crate dragon's out of there.
You see sand blowing for, like, miles. Basically a nuke went off inside of this motherfucker.
Right. This fucking monster.
And split it in, presumably, like, we probably only saw, like, around its, like, neck and maybe to, like, mid, where, like, its torso would be. So probably, like, half of it is still underground.
Oh, yeah?
Just got split in half there.
Fucking tore the fuck up. And then they decide to feast on it.
And then just like with the Jawas.
Just like with the Jawas.
And they find a pearl.
Or like an egg or something.
And they're like partying over it. I'm not sure if it's like a pearl or an egg.
You sure it's not a kyber crystal?
No, I'm positive it's not a kyber crystal. I want to believe it's an egg so that they can really get some nice bro energy with the Jawas where they just love eggs.
Yeah.
Just the Tuskens have a bit of a bigger target.
Do you think that could be like a baby crate dragon?
Well, that would be an egg, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what that would, yeah.
And
interesting.
If it was a fertilized egg, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know how crate dragons reproduce, though, so maybe it doesn't need to fertilize.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Maybe they just throw it on a fire and just boom.
Maybe, or maybe they raise it.
Or maybe one of them, like, or they have to do Mother of Dragons, where they have to walk into a fire with it and come out with them heel hatched, you know?
I don't think that's how they do it.
Well,
yeah.
They have that. The Tusken Raiders have that Dothraki energy. They be into some weird shit.
They do. Well, I'm sure they believe in witchcraft and shit.
Yeah.
Especially because in Star Wars, witchcraft is real, given the Night Sisters.
Facts.
And they also think Darth Vader's a god.
Facts.
Due to the Vader comics.
Yeah.
It was one of his favorite pastimes. He'd go back and just murder a bunch of them.
Just for sport.
And one time a survivor, like, got to another town.
He's like...
Another Tusken town, and was like, a demon appeared and started killing people, and so they just burned that survivor alive as a sacrifice.
Some deity he is.
So they clearly are, yeah, like, they'd be into some funky shit, but I don't know if they're gonna Queen of Dragons it, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. My favorite part, though, after it goes down, is the Mando puts a giant piece of meat on his speeder.
Gotta feed
the kid.
Baby
Yoda's just looking around it like...
Gotta feed the kid.
Right.
Might as well get something out of this other than Boba's armor. Mm-hmm. He's like, I flew in that motherfucker. I'm at least eating some of it.
Right. And then he does get Boba's armor. They honor the deals of the agreement. Everybody's happy. Yippee-ki-yay.
Cobb looks more normal without the armor on.
Yeah, he looks like a normal dude.
He looks more like a normal guy.
He doesn't look like a poor cosplayer anymore.
You know what it is? It's that he's too tall for the armor.
Yeah.
Because, like, the armor, like, ends, like, too high.
Yeah.
It's very, unfitted.
And then the Mando gets on the speeder, right? And he's driving a while, right? Or...
Not that long.
But he gets on the speeder, and we see a shadowy figure in the distance. Looks like he has two giant rifles on his back.
He had a rifle and a gaffy stick.
Gaffy stick. Bald man. Who could it be? Turns around. Tamara Morrison. Boba Fett lives. Dan, Boba Fett's alive.
This whole episode, I was, like, debating in my head, like, so if Cobb has Boba's armor, Boba's dead. That was my thought process.
And then you're like, okay, tomorrow's playing Rex.
Yeah, and I was like, so is Tamora just playing Rex then? But then I thought about it more, and I'm like, well, that's... You know, I was like kind of going back and forth with myself, and then they finally showed him at the end.
And he was all scarred up.
And he was all scarred up. Yeah, but he had a big rifle. I'm not sure if it was his old rifle. I couldn't get a good look at it. And I know he had a gaffy stick on him. Yeah. Which is the poisonous stick that or tried to kill Luke with. It's covered in poison.
So now this leads to the question.
Fuck, he been up to?
What's he doing? Like, what's he trying to do?
Well, he obviously wants his armor back.
Yeah. You think that's what he's been doing, just hunting for his armor?
I think so.
Because now there's even more reason to believe he's the one who saved Fennec Shao.
Or Fennec Shand.
Shand, yeah. Especially with
because it was on Tatooine.
Yeah.
And presumably Boba doesn't have a ship anymore.
Oh, definitely not, probably.
Someone stole the Slave One, I'm sure.
Yeah, and you assume he's laying low.
If not like a scoundrel, then at least the Jawas stole it.
Scrapped it, yeah. Jawa seemed to have gotten the best of him.
Yeah, because they did have his armor. That was how Cobb found the armor. The Jawas had it. And he bought it from him.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited to see what they end up doing with Boba.
Yeah, I'm excited to see him be a character.
Right, this is their chance to actually make him great.
Yeah. I don't know, does he have... I always forget, does he have canon comics?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So he could be good in those. But
he could be a badass, but he's never been a character. I don't know, and we haven't read any...
But we don't know. In the comics, he could be a character, too. Yeah. I'm saying specifically in the movies, he is nothing.
Yeah.
He's less of a character than Phasma.
And to be fair, he loses all of that the moment he...
charges Luke.
He charges Luke with his rifle.
You can watch our Return of the Jedi review podcast, and I think I go on a tangent to that one about how much I hate his decision making in that fight.
Yeah,
makes no sense. Why would you charge him in with a sword while you have a sniper?
So this was a fucking great episode.
Yeah.
So do you think next episode then? I don't know if there was a trailer for it. I don't know. I didn't really look.
If there was, we didn't see it. So,
but do you think he's obviously probably still going to try to find a Mandalorian?
Yes.
Which I think will eventually lead us to Bo-Katan.
Yes.
Now the real question is, how long do you think it is till we actually see Cara and Greef?
I think they're probably going to be like either mid to late.
Yeah. Because I honestly was expecting him this episode.
Oh, I wasn't.
And when we didn't get him this episode, I'm like, oh, okay. It's going to be a while.
They'll probably be at like the end.
Yeah.
When he gets an even bigger crew.
I think Cobb's going to come back at the end, too.
Well, yeah, that's pretty apparent.
When that happened, I'm like...
When they say to each other, I hope this isn't the last time we meet, and he's like, yeah, me too.
Or he's like, if you need me, or whatever.
No, he just says, I hope we meet again. Yeah. He doesn't say if you need.
And I'm like, I'll see you in the finale.
Yeah. What if, like, each Mandalorian season finale, it's just him building a bigger crew each time?
Right. It's actually really cool that they pulled this guy from the books.
Yeah.
Which was really interesting.
I want them to do more of that.
Yeah, we'll see. This is what I keep thinking about. Are we ever going to get, like, an episode, you think, where we just, like, zero in on Moff Gideon the whole time? Because I feel like we still don't know anything about him. Or then he looks cool. I feel like
that's once we...
And has a darksaber.
Once
we know shit about him.
Once he, like, gets the crew back together, Greef and Cara, I'm sure that's when we'll be dealing with Gideon.
Yeah, I feel...
Because in the trailer, we see, like, scout troopers on speeder bikes and shit. I'm sure that's when he's dealing with Gideon.
I assume they think he's dead still, probably.
Gideon? Yeah, probably. Yeah, they're not actively hunting him.
I want to know what he's up to. I want a whole episode just about him.
Well, he's probably trying to find a ship.
Yeah. You think he's still
depending on the time gap. We still don't know the time gap between seasons, I don't think.
Yeah, they didn't make it clear how long it's been. Baby Yoda still looks young, so...
But that's... he's been that young for 50 years.
Yeah.
Oh, that was something I wanted to bring up. Do you think when Baby Yoda grows older, like when he's like more of an adult, will he remember all of this?
I hope so.
Well, because babies don't remember anything.
Does Yoda remember his childhood? I don't remember.
We don't. He never talks about it.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean he doesn't remember it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I have to imagine it's a bit different when you're 50 years old as a baby.
Yeah, when you live that long, you probably...
retain at least a little.
Yeah, you probably don't think about it as much. I don't know.
I hope he remembers at least some of it.
Right.
I hope he remembers the good moments at least.
I'm so excited for next week. I wish we could have just binged them. Like, that cliffhanger, I'm like, we gotta jump back in.
I know. What do you think next episode will have Boba in it, or do you think it'll be a couple episodes?
I think he might.
I think it'll be
him following him, probably. He'll be on his trail.
I think it'll be...
Like, he might not make himself shown, because I gotta assume...
I think he'll be mostly at the end of each episode until they finally confront each other.
Because I don't think we're gonna get Ahsoka until we get to Bo-Katan.
Absolutely not.
And then we're probably not...
Because how else is he gonna find Ahsoka? Bo's gonna be the one to lead him there.
Yeah.
Presumably, at least.
I'm so excited. This was a great episode. At least action-wise, it was so fun.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I like, you know, a lot of people didn't like the, like, more episodic feel of the ones in the middle last season, but I still really like that feel and how it does still tie things together.
Yeah.
Like, its own plot is very self-contained, but it sets up a lot of stuff. Like, we're gonna get Cobb again. We know Boba's around now. Mando has Boba's armor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I feel like this show does work very well at... I think it might... not all shows are like this, but I think this show probably works better as a binge. But having it week to week is fine, especially as long as they keep us like having great episodes every time.
Yeah.
Because I remember because we rewatched it, and it was great just rewatching it in a row.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the thing about when it's week to week is that then if you get like an episode that's not quite as good, it's very much like, I waited a week.
Yeah. But this is one of the few event television shows, in my opinion. You gotta sit down every week and watch it.
Yeah.
Like, the only other show like that for me in my life has been Game of Thrones. And How I Met Your Mother. I was just a big How I Met Your Mother fan. Every Monday on the couch, 7 p.m., ready to watch that. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm normally just a binger, but Star Wars stuff I usually gotta do.
Yeah, week to week.
Week to week. Like how we did Clone Wars. And this.
Yes.
And did we do that for Rebels Season 4?
We tried to. We didn't.
We didn't succeed.
Yeah. We watched the finale live, though.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Any final thoughts, Stan?
There might be something I'm forgetting, but I think that's it.
That's it. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed a review. Sorry about it being kind of
weird
to the front.
We're gonna restructure for next time.
I'm also not on the most amount of sleep.
Yeah.
And jumping in right after doesn't give us the most time to process things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what I'm doing after this. I'm looking up more about Cobb Vanth. I liked him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I cannot wait for next week. Excited to see more Boba. I'm just excited to see the people we love and know, Katayan and Mando, kick some more ass, and Baby Yoda be cute some more. Yeah. So guys, tell us what you thought. Leave comments. Tell us what you like. And we will see you guys next week for episode 2 review. Bye.